Hey everybody, welcome to our team call tonight. We are so excited for everyone who has agreed to share with us, and also so excited to be taught by Jamie Foote on our brand new hemp oil. We are so lucky to have all of these people who've taken time out of their day in preparation for this call and now taking time out of their evening to be with us here tonight. So I know we're going to have a great meeting because so much love and preparation has gone into it. So we are just going to kick things right off tonight by starting with our hemp oil training. By show of hands, how many of you have already received your email or you clicked on the link to get your hemp oil? Everybody's pictures are off. Some people are raising their hands. From the looks of our team threads today, it was just everybody running to pick whether they were going to do the isolate or the full spectrum. And I'm so excited for you guys to get your product. And Jamie's going to teach us about what is on its way in the mail to you right now. If you are someone who did not purchase the Balance and Active at the end of July to get your free bottle of hemp oil, not to worry, because you can earn a free bottle of hemp oil this month. And the way that you do that are by silvers. When you help a level 1 ambassador on your team go silver by adding 3 new level 1s themselves, you are going to earn a $100 bonus. They are going to earn a $100 bonus, and you're both going to earn a free bottle of hemp oil. I, no joke, was literally jumping up and down, screaming, texting Alec Clark how excited I was when I got the email for this promotion. And I just hope that everybody is as excited as me, as I know many of you are spending so much time reaching out to everyone who has ever loved our products in the history of time that you've ever worked with to try to get them 3 people that they know whose life could be blessed by our products. So some of the things, just before I bring Jamie on here, some of the things that I want to share with you about what the hemp oil has been doing for me personally. Number 1 is I have an increased sense of calm. I don't know if any of you ever have had times where you just feel anxious. And I know for me, those feelings have gone away significantly with Plexus. I would say 99.9% of those issues I've had with my mood have gone away with Plexus. However, I still sometimes have some work tendencies where I have some nervous energy. And I have noticed that since I've been using our hemp oil for the last 2 months, that has almost completely gone away. I just feel more calm. I feel more relaxed. The other thing that I've noticed is my Plexus sleep before the hemp oil was amazing. My husband says that he thought he knew what good sleep was, and then he started taking Plexus and it just went even more crazy. Well, I can't wait for him to try the hemp oil, although I will say I'm not sure if the house is burning down, who's going to wake up the kids, because with both of us using the hemp oil, for sure, there's no way we're going to wake up. I sleep like I am dead. I mean, I hear nothing. I sleep so deeply that I feel like I fall halfway through my mattress into this cocoon of darkness for 8 to 9 hours every single night. I have never experienced anything like this before. The other thing that I've noticed is, and Jamie's going to go into this in more depth, but I have had some reoccurring yeast issues for my whole life, and Plexus alleviated so many of those issues for me when I started on Triplex 4 years ago. And then Plexus came out with this awesome, amazing probiotic called Vital Biome. And Vital Biome and I just did not get along well. Basically, it went so deep and permeated so deep into the lining of my organs, my everything. And apparently there was yeast down in those layers that Vital Biome, being the most amazing probiotic, raised out, and just happened to be like this systemic yeast issue that has been a huge problem in my life. And over the last 2 months that I have been using hemp oil, I have slowly seen those issues completely dissipate. This has been a 2-year struggle for me, you guys. I cannot tell you what a huge problem this has solved in my life. And my sister-in-law is laughing because she's a nurse, and I have called her so many times for help with this. And like, this has been a huge problem for me. Like, so bad, where I have cursed Vital Biome, said, sworn it off, I will never take it again. And it's an amazing product. And I love our products. I'm not saying don't take it. I'm just saying it totally brought things up in my body that I didn't want to deal with. But guess what? Jamie Foote's about to tell you what happens if you don't deal with your health issues, and how CBD oil and hemp oil has helped her with those things in her life. So that's just my experience, that I'm so excited for you to have your own experiences with our oil. And just a little bit of background on Jamie. She has treated her own breast cancer for 9 years using her own herbs, tinctures, and CBD hemp products. Not ours, but 9 years of just finding these things all over the world. She has worked with doctors from all over the world to learn how to treat herself. She has self-educated herself in herbs, minerals, vitamins, and literally knows more than anyone I've ever met on this subject. She's worked in raw foods, energy healing, is emotion code and bioscan certified, and has made it her life's work to heal the body without the use of conventional drugs. So without further ado, everyone give me a silent clap, round of applause to please bring on Jamie Foote, Sr Ruby Ambassador. Take it away, Jamie.
Hi guys, that's a lot to live up to. Okay, CBD, THC. First, I wanted to tell you that CBD is not marijuana. Marijuana has THC, CBD does not. So that's the difference. CBD will not get you high. You can have CBD and THC combined in the same product, and you can have CBD isolated alone from it. And they are different plants. So they are both cannabis sativa plants, but they both have, they're different. CBD is its own different breed, and a cannabis plant with THC is a completely different plant. So I just wanted to make sure that you understood that the Plexus CBD that is being sold to everybody does not have any psychoactive components to it at all. You will not get high, and you will not have to worry about your people that you're trying to talk to about it getting high, because it has 0.03% of THC. That's like trace little pieces of THC that won't have that effect anyway, because they're not coming from the cannabis plant that has the high amounts of THC that get you high. So even that small amount of THC, even if it were, I don't know, 1% or something, it wouldn't get you high. It's from a completely different plant. So I just want to make sure that everyone understands that. CBD helps with things like irritable bowel symptoms, seizures, depression, inflammation, mental disorders, migraines, pain, anxiety, and nausea are the biggest ones. Pain is a huge piece of it. The only time I have seen doctors or anybody recommend THC is when they actually have hard to hit cases like cancer and some autoimmune conditions, and it's still very rare. CBD is basically the go-to. The reason is because the body has cannabinoid receptors inside of it. We get those are parts of us that we're already born with. They are enhanced with breast milk. The breastfed babies have more CBD receptors than those that aren't. When you bring in a CBD supplement and it binds to the CBD receptors in your body, it's like magic happens. That's where it's like and it fires up. And that's when it combines and it links together. If you ignore those CBD receptors, the belief is, and there's studies to prove that it does and doesn't, it depends on who you're talking to. I think it does. It's very beneficial to use CBD products. When they bind together, you actually put the body back in homeostasis, which is where everybody wants to be. That's why we're working on the gut, because when your gut is balanced, your serotonin levels are balanced, you have homeostasis. It's the same idea. So they work side by side. They'll work well together. The CBD from Plexus is in a base of MCT, which is multi-chain triglycerides based out of a coconut oil. So the coconut oil that is MCT coconut oil is liquefied. You can go get coconut oil from the store, from Costco or somewhere that's thicker, and it will melt in heat. It doesn't matter what kind of coconut oil. They all have it. Coconut oil itself, coconut, the fruit coconut, the meat, has its own benefits. Coconut will balance metabolism. It encourages weight loss. It increases energy. It is both antifungal and antibacterial, as well as antimicrobial. And it also helps with heart disease. So those things are also in the hemp oil that we're going to be working with through Plexus. So there's a whole bunch of benefits. You have to look at the CBD benefits as well as the coconut benefits that are along with it. But the main emphasis that I wanted to stress is hi, Sean, that you don't have to worry about your people getting high, and that's not the point of the CBD. It's all the health benefits that come with that. THC is a completely separate animal, and that's why it's not legal, is because of the psychoactive effects. And CBD will also help with low appetite. I've heard some people say, well, I need the THC if I have anorexia or I don't want to eat or something. The CBD will still help with that. You can still, it basically balances you and puts you in homeostasis. So if you are hungry all the time, this will balance you out. And if you're also not hungry all the time, it'll balance you out. It'll work right along with Slim. They'll just go right side by side together. So the whole triplex and the CBD combination is going to be great. And if there's pain, I would also still encourage some ease with it, because they work on different receptors. So where ease isn't working, CBD might work. And if someone says, well, ease isn't really hitting my pain like I thought it would, maybe try and add in a little bit of CBD and it will probably push it along. So any questions? Emily, what do you think?
I mean, that's just so informative. I love how you talked about how it goes right along with the products that we're already using. Can you talk a little bit about why it helped with the yeast issues?
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. So when you are cleansing your body at a deeper level, you're going to have things. We heal in layers, right? We're peeling the layers away, kind of like an onion. When you clear those things away, you still have lingering, I almost consider, like in my mind, I think of it of like debris. Like you may have got the bacteria out of your body and you may have dealt with, say, for instance, the strep infection or something like that, but it's leaving little pieces of stuff. It's like the broom doesn't get everything. You have to go over it a couple times. Well, in my mind, those are the yeasts, because they stick, they attach. Yeast to me is like sticky. I'm a very visual person, so I have to think things through like this. So in my mind, that's what's stuck to the skin tissues. It's still there. And in order to get it out, we have to kind of switch up our protocol. We have to switch up our antibacterials. We have to switch up our antifungals. We can't be on, say, for instance, the same probiotic for 50 years and expect it to have the same results. Your body can kind of build up a tolerance to it, or become immune in some respect. So those little pieces of, say, yeast and stuff that are just kind of lingering there, you're going to have something else to combat it, to keep it going. And it's not to say that what you're using isn't working, like ProBio 5 and Vital Biome or whatever is working for that person is still going to work. But if you have a couple little pieces down there, the CBD is just going to come in and kind of bring it to the surface. And then when it brings it to the surface, you're going to start sweeping it out again with the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse, or whatever it is that you're using that's helping you clear that out. So it's another way to bring the toxins to the surface, is just kind of how I visualize it in my mind, is you're not going to get it all out with one sweep. And if that presents itself as strep throat or as yeast or whatever bacteria, virus, fungus, whatever it is, it's still going to have to be broken up and brought up to the surface and brought out. So I just think it's another cleansing component. It's another way that our body is being woken up and realizing what we have to do to heal us.
I mean, I'm just so excited for us to be able to have this extra tool in our toolbox to help people, especially people who may have tried our products in the past and who didn't get the results they were looking for, or maybe they went through detox or something like that. And this can be something that we can really bring people back with, you guys, as well as reaching out to new people with greater confidence about how this is going to help them. One of the questions that we have is, how is this specifically, how does hemp oil in general help people with autoimmune issues?
Well, it can help people with autoimmune issues because it's the same thing. Those CBD receptors aren't working when they're not active, I guess, or they're not working when their body is I'm trying to put it in an easy term and think of it at the same time. When your body is lacking something, whether it be the human CBD receptors in the body, like they're not turned on, they're not firing, it's kind of like that misfire. You need something to balance them or put you back into homeostasis, kind of wake up the body and say, hey, hello. So putting that in there allows those receptors to open up. It allows those to fire, to be like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing this. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it wakes it up. So I've used CBD and THC for cancer, and my daughter, who has an autoimmune condition, has used just CBD. And the difference there, honestly, I don't notice a difference. Like, I could use just CBD and be just as fine without the THC. It doesn't really, I haven't noticed any difference. But it has helped her a lot more than I think it ever helped me. So I think that autoimmune is a huge reasons why people should try CBD. I think those receptors with autoimmune conditions, at least in my own experience, have just kind of shut down. They just don't work anymore, and that's why we get sick.
So it's almost like it's waking them up.
Yeah, it's like turning on the switch.
So interesting. Okay, Deb Malone, she is asking how you use CBD oil. The way that I've been using our hemp oil is I put a dropper under my tongue and I hold it there for 90 seconds and then I swallow it. And that's to help with absorption. Now, one of the things, and then I know we'll let you go, Jamie, but one of the things that I noticed is that first, when I started, I did half a dropper. And for the first month, I literally couldn't get out of bed. I was exhausted all day long. Like, felt like I was hit with a Mack truck. And I just thought, oh my gosh, like, I remember the Mega X doing that to me the first couple weeks that I took it. So, and then during my second month, I've now moved up to 3/4 a dropper, and I'm assuming that I'll eventually move to a full dropper. And the way that I knew to move up is my sleep is deeper as I've moved up, and anyway. So that's just one thing. Can you explain why I would have had that exhaustion in the beginning as I started using it, in case anyone else has that same experience as they started?
So when you detox, when you start the process of detoxification, you might feel a surge of energy right at the beginning, or you might start right off and hit like a rapid decline. When you feel like you're exhausted or you feel like something is wrong, that's just the process of detoxification. I like to call it's reprogramming your body. You've got something good in there that's starting to do something really good, and it's going to start working. And so sometimes we get really, really, really high. We're like, oh, this is working. This is so great. And then we crash. And that's because we go through cycles. It's just like your hair falls out every 90 days, or, we go through those cycles where you have to cleanse and then you rejuvenate, and then you cleanse and then you rejuvenate. It takes 90 days for the full cycle of the cells to slough off and rebuild and slough off and rebuild. And when these products are in your body, it's kind of trying to fine tune that system in your body and help you with that homeostasis balance. And so That's why people crash and then burn and then get up and start over, and then they feel really good for a minute, and then they might have a couple days where they need to sleep. It's just a sign from your body. Just listen to it. It's not going to hurt you. Just eat real good. Pay attention to what your body's trying to tell you, the messages it's trying to send you, and keep moving forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jamie. Oh my gosh. I know we just skimmed the surface of this, and we'll be able to learn so much more as time goes on. But I hope everyone enjoyed what you learned. You can also, there are 3 YouTube videos that I've recorded on my YouTube channel. You can go to that. There is a short 3-minute shareable on what is hemp and will it get me high? And you can share that with anyone that is worried about that. Then there's a second video that is short. It's a little bit shorter. Well, sorry, not than that. It's shorter than this call right here, but it's only about 13 minutes, and it talks about what it will do for your body. And then the third one is a video that I made just for people who have the same religious beliefs as me, or others who live by certain standard of whether they abstain from drugs and alcohol. It would relate to anyone who abstains from drug and alcohol. So you can send that video just of me sharing how I spent 2 years considering if this was something I wanted to use, and how I overcame those things through education. Knowledge is power, you guys. So those videos are available to you. Okay, now we are going to switch gears here into Leaders Retreat. And the reason why this fits so well is because as you develop silvers to earn the hemp oil, to earn the extra $100, this is going to catapult you into earning Leaders Retreat. So just so powerful. And use the hemp oil as an excuse to reach out to people. Tell them they are going to get first access on trying this brand new product that's not even released yet. This is the excuse that you have to follow up with anyone you've ever talked to. You're going to be able to make a very efficient combing of your lists. If you're brand new, you're going to be able to reach out to all of your warm market, everyone, get everyone on board with this idea, and help everyone earn their free bottle of hemp oil. And someone who is, there are 4 people on this call who've earned Leaders Retreat already, all in different ways. And we're going to start first by hearing from Diana Nelson. Diana, where are you at, girl?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Looking so adorable too.
Ah,
yes, you are darling. Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
You can hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you fine. Rock on, girl.
All right. So let me just give you very quickly. So I signed up for this business this past March 31st, late in the evening. And I signed up for my own health reasons, for the severe migraines I had suffered for 34 years, several yeast issues that were chronic and constant, etc. And then about middle of April, when I got my product and started using it, I didn't feel really great, but I had this very strong, indescribable, I call it a prompting, come right through me that was like, okay, you have to do this. You have to do something more with this. This isn't just about you. That was the intro, but this is really not just about you. And so, so at that moment, I had a really quick meeting with my husband because, you know, we are very busy. We have another business. My husband's in business himself, and I have another business, a corporate business that I own. And I thought, okay, I only have so much bandwidth and so much finances. So how am I going to do this? So my husband and I sat down, and we literally canceled. We made a choice, a radical choice, to cancel every vacation we had planned for the entire summer through the fall till Christmas. And we said, you know, I really want to go for this, and I need to focus on this, and we need the finances for me to focus on this. And so I bring that up, not because I expect you to do that or make those kind of crazy decisions, but I knew that was right for me. And so sometimes I think when we have something like Leaders Retreat, Goal Retreat, you know, whatever it is for you, we have to sit down and get quiet with ourselves and say, what are the hard things that we're willing to give up that will come at another season, and we'll be able to enjoy them so much more. So with that said, back to Leaders Retreat, couple of things. So I'm pretty much a left brain, right brain kind of gal. And I have had, with sports, etc., a number of concussions, legit. And so I know that I can get overwhelmed really easily. All the threads, everything, like it just can make me really crazy. And so, especially if I forget to take my magnesium. So one of the things I had to do in focusing for Leaders Retreat is literally map it out. Like literally just map the entire thing out. What would I have to do? And I had to do that in different scenarios because I'm pretty new at this game. I have a fledgling team. And so what did it look like? But one of the things that was really critical, and I do it with everything in this business, is that I mapped it out first as if there was no one else in my business that was going to get me there. And the reason being was not because I wanted to be egocentric or braggadocious, oh, look, I did this by myself. Just the opposite, because I knew that if I wasn't willing to do every hard thing that it would take just me to get there, essentially, then how could I expect anyone else on my team to do the things that I'm not willing to do? So I mapped it out that way first, and then I mapped it out with different scenarios. And then the triple points came, and I was like, woohoo, I already have this mapped out. This is great. So that took care of my brain. That took care of the stuff that would make me crazy, not sleep at night, just make me all jumbled up, because it was already out of my brain and on paper. So I highly recommend that. If you're the kind of person that overwhelms easy, gets anxiety, or just is very visual, I'm very visual, map it all out. Map it out in different ways. And map it out, especially in the way that if no one else showed up and just you showed up, you'd still get there. It's so empowering. So that's number one. That's the left brain. And the right brain, this is a little more esoteric, and I just want to say that there's maybe some people on this call that aren't religious or spiritual, and some that are. I am a very spiritual, religious girl. That's just me. That's how I was brought up. That's how I am. And so for me, there had to be a very spiritual component to doing this entire business. And Emily and I have talked about this in the past, is that one of my big whys is this health crisis that I see in this country, major health crisis. And so it's a very big passion for me to do my part. And so I decided to pray about this. And I know that with everything that I do, I have to put my Heavenly Father at the helm of it. He has to be right there at the helm of this ship. And that's Leaders Retreat, it's ranking up, it's whatever I do. And then I have this vision of Jesus right there holding my hand, taking me through that finish line. And so why is that important for me? Because if I have this health crisis as my reason, as my why to do whatever I can in my small way, then how am I going to enroll as many people into this business, just not just for financial reasons, actually more importantly, because the finances will come, is to impact the health crisis in this country. And so I literally start my day when it's very quiet, because it doesn't stay quiet for long, but literally start my day saying, okay, I've written everything down on paper. Now I need your help. Put in my mind's eye, who needs this? Because you know more than I do. Who needs this? Mind, body, spirit, financially, who needs this? And you will be amazed at how many people have come into my mind's eye that weren't even on my list. And I have reams of lists. Although, listen, Emily's had it too, Chelsea, everybody's had it too. There have been folks that have come to my mind, like, call this person. And you know that feeling you get, like, really, I have to call that person? I am scared to death to call. What do I have to say to that person? I haven't spoken to them in 40 years. I don't even know how to contact them. But knowing that obedience is important, and that there's a reason that that person came to mind, I've done whatever it has taken. I've scoured Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever I could do to find that person. And every single time, it's so humbling. Every single time that person, whoever that person's been, like, I cannot believe you reached out for me. I am going through so much depression. I am so tired. I don't know what to do with my life anymore. I need help. I mean, it's just, I have chills talking about it. So that's what keeps me motivated. And I want you to know that it's not a magic bullet or, you know, big Jack and the Beanstalk thing for me, because every morning I wake up and I'm like, what am I doing? What have I gotten myself into? Like, everybody's going to cancel. Everybody's going to just drop out tomorrow. And I get more names. I get more names in my head. And so whatever your higher power is for you, I highly encourage that you do what it takes, whether it's meditation, yoga, prayer, whatever works for you. Map things out and then tune into that higher power and let it speak to you, because there are people out there literally dying for this. And that has been my #1 motivation. And, you know, I just then take all of that information and I segment my day accordingly. You know, I have to take care of my aging parents, and I have a lot of responsibilities throughout the day. So early in the mornings and late at night are my really great focus times, when it's quiet and I can focus on things. And then depending on who it is, I will reach out to them accordingly, whether they like to be just texted. I signed up a guy today who we did it all by text messages. I realized very quickly he wasn't going to be like, hi, how are you, kind of a guy. Like, he was like, tell me what I need to do, send me a contract, you know. And I thought, okay, I need to be very left brain with him, just really serious. And so it's just kind of taking the time to really listen to people's needs, listen to whatever those promptings are for you, and going with them. And I promise if you do that, I mean, there is no way in hell that I should be where I am right now, given the amount of time that I've been in this business. I've been in this business 3 minutes compared to a good number of you that have so much more knowledge than me. But that's because of the things that I just told you I did. So that's really it, Emily.
Diana, oh my gosh, you guys. Does anyone else, like, put a 1 in the comments if she just resonated with you in your heart? Because I just want her to see how many people she just impacted by sharing her heart. And I just want to tell you, that is how I have led my business from the very beginning. And one of my biggest tips that I have always given people is message people impulsively as they are placed on your heart. Don't ever hesitate on a prompting, because as you do that, you will be led to the people who need this. And you just gave the most beautiful training on how to do that. So thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, next up, we have Annette Anderson. And Annette has earned Leaders Retreat in a different way, because she did not get started until July. And she's going to share with us how she has done it a little bit differently than Diana, because there are lots of different ways to earn Leaders Retreat, and Diana has crushed it with personal enrollments. Like, every day I'm like, and she enrolled 3 more, and there's another one. And so Annette's going to tell us how she's done it differently, because maybe you're looking for something that relates to you, and maybe her story is going to relate to you. Go ahead, Annette. You got to unmute yourself.
There we go. You know, I need the little tutorials how to do this, but thank you. So, like Emily said, I have done this all in July, because I kind of took a little hiatus from Plexus business. I was still taking the products and enjoying it, but it's actually, just like you said, that impulsive visit to a friend that got me going again. And because of that, I had an incredible month, and it got me back on board. It got me excited about what Plexus has done for me and can do for others. And so, just for fun, just to let you know, in 1 month, I've already earned this $700 cash in the prizes. So all the way to Leaders Retreat, here we are. So I'm working on my shopping spree. Pretty darn excited about that. So what happened, I'm just going to give you a tutorial, a little bullet points here because I know our time is short, but in July, I had 2 level 1s go silver. I had 2 level 2s go silver. I had 1 level 3 go silver. In August so far, I've had 1 level 1 and 2 level 2s go silver. So my whole thought process through all of this is to just work with my team members. I know who's excited. I know who are influencers. I know who just, have that natural ability to share, and that people trust them. They trust them because they're real people, and it's not this phony baloney hype. And so that's the key for me. I always have to continue to share, but the easiest part for me has been that people have seen me and know that I'm feeling better. They know that I'm excited about something. How often do you go to lunch with a friend, or you talk to a friend that you haven't talked to very often, and they ask you what's new? It's an easy segue into, well, I'm working. I've got this business, and this is what it's done for me. And it's great because I have, the flexibility that I want to have, but yet I'm earning a lot of money and getting to a point where I can do it. You can't do this alone. We only have so many friends. And so the excitement with silvers is, you know what? You really don't ever know what's going to happen. And that's that unknown. It can drive you crazy, but it also can just be so exciting to get up in the morning and see the messages and see what's been happening the night before, and just like Diane was saying, my brain gets going, and sometimes it's hard to go to sleep because I have all of these thoughts. And so you do have to write them down because, I forget who I'm thinking about. Which ambassador is this one for? Which ambassador is that one for? While I'm on this call, I've been texting an ambassador who just went silver, and she's wanting to get her, her level 2s to silver. And how do I continue to grow? And so it's just that support. It's being real. It's being honest. It's helping them grow their business, helps us grow our business. And that's where the magic happens.
So Annette, what would you say for someone that has never developed a silver before? What is your biggest tip to developing silvers? Because obviously you are, I would say expert silver developer here with all these silvers popping up. So what would you say is your biggest tip if someone's like, gosh, I am trying so hard to develop a silver and I am just struggling? What would you say to them? Like when you're on your phone and you're working with someone to get them silver, what do you tell them to do? How much hand holding do you do? What does that look like?
It takes a lot of hand holding to begin with. There's that fine line of saying, do you want to get your products paid for? And this is how. It's easy. I think it's easy when they realize that you really care. If you're pretending that, they really are your friend when they're not, they can see through that. But if they can tell that you truly care about them, they're going to come to you for advice, and you're going to have the thoughts. You were talking about, praying to our higher power. I really, truly believe that those thoughts that we receive are just as much for us as they are for others, and in how we can help and support them in their business. So 1, you have to be real. 2, you just have to be willing to talk. And that's what that's the biggest key to them. Tip for me to them is to not be afraid to share. To not be afraid to share this great new thing. How many of us talk to our friends about this great restaurant we went to, or this new recipe we just tried, and we don't hesitate? But why do we hesitate with Plexus and these supplements? That's the mindset that we have to get over, is that fear of sharing.
Have you done a lot of sip and sees in order to get these people silver, or are you doing mostly messaging and support in messaging or phone calls or?
To begin with, I did sip and sees. And, I needed to do it that way because I needed to learn. And I needed to learn more about the products. And because it happened kind of quickly for me in the beginning, in that people wanted to know what I was doing because they could tell I was feeling better. So I needed to learn about the products. But now I'm doing it differently. If my levels, my ambassadors down that I'm supporting want a sip and see, I am happy to help them. Completely happy to help them. Whether it's live in my home, or I go to their homes, or we do a virtual sip and see because everyone's not right here. And so I just try to bend over backwards to support my team so they can be successful. The more I can help them be successful, I'm successful. I only know so many people. After so long, those level ones kind of die off a little bit because they're not coming, 3 a week or whatever that is. And so you have to grow somewhere.
Right. It's not who you know, it's who the people you sign up know at that point. So
exactly.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Annette, for sharing that. We really appreciate it. These are two stark differences. She's told me that she did personally sponsor last month herself, 3 people last month. Is that right? So it's
right.
not that she's just doing all silvers, but these are two opposite spectrums. Diana is like doing Earned Leaders Retreat by just personal enrollments. Annette has done it by mostly just silvers. So now we are going to hear from Ashlyn, and she is going to share with us how she was able to rank up in the contest to help earn Leaders Retreat, and also some of the things that she's done in addition to that to earn her points. So Ashlyn, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so I just want to infuse you all with hope. This is a story of hope. When I started at the beginning of this month, on day 1, I was pretty discouraged going into July. I felt like I had been doing the same things over and over again, enrolling a ton of people by myself and not ranking up. And I was sick of it. And I just decided this is rank or die month. I'm going to rank or I'm going to die. This is whatever it takes. We are making it happen. And I had really, really big goals. I wanted to earn 2 pairs of shoes. I wanted to rank, earn Leaders Retreat, and add 20 people to my team, which, by the way, I added over 30, and I'm super excited about that. But I just had this realization, 2 things that I think made a huge difference. One is I realized I am not the same person that I was yesterday. So even if I've been doing all of the IPA, even if I've been doing work, I'm not the same person that I was last month, and I'm more effective now because I've been doing personal development. It's so important to learn phrases, learn words, watch other YouTube videos, and learn skills to be a better leader and to coach people better, to be a better listener. And even since all of us are different than when we jumped on this call, we've all learned things that are going to help us be better. So tomorrow, our work, even if it's the same amount of time, is more effective than it was yesterday. So that was a huge aha moment for me. And the other thing is I just had to do more action, way more action. I realized that the effort that I was doing was going to propel me at the same pace. So if I wanted more results, I had to do more action. So specific actions that I upped, doing more Zoom calls with my team, which I have a team in Australia as well. So sometimes that's like late night calls. Getting more of my level 1s or other people that are interested, anyone that's excited about their products, getting them on the phone, just talking to them more, interacting with them more on social media, just doing more. Virtual sip and sees for the month of July, I probably did 2 or 3 virtual sip and sees a week, which actually is very easy. It's so easy to do a virtual sip and see. You just create the event, have one of your level 1s say like, do you want me to do a sip and see for you? So they're inviting their friends, you're inviting your friends. You both share your health testimonial and then put some other stories in it and a video just from Plexus about like the triplex or whatever. And it's easy, and shake it up for them. There's no setup. Anyone can attend. And I feel like that's how I got my silvers this month. And even if on the times that like one person came, usually that one person did sign up, but even if they didn't, realize that you're also training your level ones that you're hosting it for, because they're seeing how to do it, and they're also getting their confirmation that it works. Anyways, virtual sip and sees, love that. Also doing more like lives on my Instagram, not necessarily a whole ton about the products, but just more of me, more of myself on social media, to be real and to build trust with my friends and family and other people that are following me now. Instagram polls was huge. Instagram polls is everything. I'll just put some info about the products, some cute stuff of me and my family, me taking my products, whatever, and then put a poll, more information. What's your question? Do you know someone or somebody else that this would apply to? And then do it about different topics. Maybe sometimes it's about mental health. Other times it's about autoimmune. Sometimes it's about just ProBio 5. But seriously, when somebody will vote on that poll, even if it's on an accident, they're the ones who initiated the contact. That is not cold messaging. That is being a servant. That is answering questions. That is loving people and helping them find solutions in their life. And I just feel like the whole tone of the conversation is different than just, a cold message. Also, participating more in like the 3-day blitz, putting more people in there. Also, if you feel like you have already talked to everyone that you know about Plexus, go make new friends. Seriously, just go make new friends. You will never run out of people, because everyone needs Plexus and you can meet so many friends every day. So just keep making new friends, and it just naturally comes up in conversation because you love them and you want them to be happy too. Also, when I'm signing someone up, I have started this month talking more about like, who do you know that would want to do this with you, and just doing more of what Emily says about dripping the business, so that we leave no codes left behind. We need those codes. Every single code needs to be used. And also what Diana said about mapping it out. I kind of mapped out what it would look like if I had to earn it all on my own, and also mapped it out on if I had to rely completely on my team to earn those points. So I'm equally pouring into my team to help them succeed, and also doing everything as if it all relied on me. And I feel like that is a really good way to work, as if it all relies on you, but also believing in everyone around you that they can do it too. I think that's all I have, except just loving people. Like this changes people's lives. Be a product of the product. Know that it changes everyone's life, and you never know the impact that it's going to have. What if the very next person you're sending a message to, it changes everything for them and their mom? You have to have hope. Have hope that the next person you talk to is going to be your business builder. Have hope that the next person that you talk to is in desperate need and is in praying for you for someone to reach out to them, and you're an answer to their prayers. So just love people, genuinely love people, and just celebrate every success that they have with the products, and listen with your whole heart. So sorry.
I'm like so feverishly taking notes because everyone is doing such a great job, you guys. I hope you're getting as much out of this as I am, and I know you are, because this is just so incredible. Ash, those tips were incredible and so good, and just easy to think I could do that. That's something that I'm doing well. That's something I need to work harder on. That's something that I could implement. That's something I need to do more of. Like, just so good, Ash. Thank you so much. And I love your energy around it. What's that?
There's no secret.
There's no secret, you guys. There's no secret. Yes. And the Instagram poll thing, that is where every single one of my enrollments the last 6 months have come from, you guys. Like, I just can't even, it really works well. Okay. All right. Last but not least, we are going to be having the amazing Katie Tucker close out our meeting. This is the last person who's going to share with us tonight. And she is going to share with you a little bit. And Ashlyn's speech was just such a great segue to have Katie wrap things up for us, because Katie has had some aha moments this last month about thinking there's no way I could do fill in the blank. So Katie, talk a little bit about that as you start off what you've prepared for us tonight.
Okay, thanks for having me, Emily. Ashlyn, oh my gosh, girlfriend, I cannot wait to share all of your tips with my team. You're amazing, girlfriend. Wow. Just when you think you've learned everything, there's more to learn. So I shared this vulnerable experience on, I'm gonna cry. I shared this experience on our team pages. Last Saturday, not this last Saturday, but the one before that, I was at Starbucks and I had my laptop and I was looking at all my, my ambassadors and how things were going. And it really felt like things were not going well. And for literally the first time ever in this business that I've been doing this for over a year. I've always done really well with this business. I don't know. I've enrolled really steady. I've had lots of people who come to me, and it's not been easy, but I've always been really consistent. And the last few months, they have not been as consistent. I just haven't had those big months, And so a couple of Saturdays ago, I felt really, really low, like the lowest of the low. My heart was kind of crushed. I was literally thinking, this is going to all fall apart. This isn't working for me. I was worried about earning leaders retreat at all. It's hard to admit this stuff because if we judge ourselves for it, it's kind of like we have oh, that's naughty mindset. You can't think those things. But the reality is we're all going to have moments in our business where we're like, what in the H am I doing? How am I going to fix this? What's the solution? And we kind of get that, we get panicked and we get a little scarcity mindset. We get nervous. And that was me. I was kind of freaking out a little bit. I was very upset. I was crying. I thought I wasn't going to re-rank Ruby. Anyway, long story short, I had a bad day. And then the next week proceeded to, I earned Leaders Retreat, 2 days later? I don't even know.
Yeah, it was 2 days later, just in case anyone wants to know. Right? Yeah, greatness lives on the edge of destruction. Everybody write that down.
Yes, Emily. I talked to Christy Jex about this, and I didn't get her message for a while afterwards, but she told me when we have moments like that, where we feel like we're not doing it right, or something's not working, or what are we doing wrong, or why are we doing this? That is usually right before something amazing happens. And for me, I just had to take a breath, regroup, and remember, this business is all about me and my actions. I cannot rely on anybody else, on my team members. I mean, I obviously work really hard with my team and I want to inspire them and motivate them and excite them, but we can't do that, guys. We have to really focus on what we can do. And so my actions include the simple stuff: messaging, posting consistently. I was talking to one of my team members today about this, and our business is kind of like a workout routine and wanting a fit body. If we want to be fit in our business, we have to be consistent in our sharing and our posting and our reach outs and whatever it is that we're doing in our businesses that works for us. We have to keep being consistent so we can build up the physique of our body. I feel like when we don't do that, that's what happens. That's why things start to feel like they're falling apart a little bit. So anyways, last week was pretty amazing because I have a level 2 who, I could tell this story, but I don't want to take up too much time because we're kind of getting at the end here. But if you're not getting the results that you want in your business, you need to take a look at your actions and try something else. Because if you're wanting to get different results, you have to do something that you've never done. If you don't do sip and seeds, you're going to have to start doing sip and seeds. If you don't cold message, you're going to have to start sending cold messages. If you're uncomfortable talking to people on the phone, that's exactly what you should be doing. You need to be talking to people on the phone. I mean, it's really cool because this business has such a different, we have so many different ways of approaching this. There is, like I said before, I was listening to Ashlyn and I was getting inspired. I'm like, sweet, cool. I'm learning something new here, because there are so many different ways and so many different things that we can do to grow our business. Then, you know, do the things that work for you. But if you're not getting the result you want, you got to make yourself really look at what you're doing and step outside that box of all of the normal things that you do and do something else. For me, last April, when we were doing our big push, I was reaching out to every facet I could find to get more enrollments. And that included reaching out to my friend, Pam. I said to my friend, would you please, because she loves me and trusts me, I said, would you please share your story, your health story on your Facebook, please? And so she did. And she enrolled her friend, Carrie. Carrie enrolled 5 people last month, and she has enrolled 3 people this month. So I'm telling you guys, when you think that you've tapped out your warm market or whatever it is, I promise you, there are other ways to do this. And for me to ask my friend to do that, I was pretty nervous and uncomfortable, but I was willing to do anything I could to get Chrissy to Diamond. And that included talking to my friend and asking her to share her story. And she brought me this beautiful person into my business. And Carrie is on fire. So anyway, my point is step outside your comfort zones. Step outside the box of what you think your daily IPA should be and do something different that you've never done before. So I think that's pretty much all I got for you.
So good. Such a great way to wrap up this call, because that's the action I want everyone to take right now. It starts today. It starts when you wake up tomorrow and you decide to pick one thing to do differently. Do something scary, like messaging your friend Pam or whoever that girl's name is, begging them to share their story because you know they've had amazing results with the products. And who is going to sign up from that one person sharing? You just never know. And it's the uncertainty of this business that I promise you will come to love and find comfort in the longer you do this. It's the uncertainty that sometimes drives us away because it's uncomfortable. We don't like uncertainty. It makes us uncomfortable. It's the only place we learn. Studies by Harvard conclude this. If you are not outside of your comfort zone, you are not learning. Network marketing is paid personal development. 3 years from now, 2 years from now, 1 year from now, 5 years from now, you will be a better version of yourself if you let the School of Network Marketing show you the way. So that being said, I want to have everybody in whatever team threads you are in, tell us one thing tonight that you are going to do that you are avoiding, that you don't want to do because it's scary, because it's uncomfortable. That one thing that you're going to do. Message who? Do what? Get so-and-so to post. Going to sign a cold message to who? Going to learn how to do an Instagram poll. Maybe you're going to create an Instagram account because you don't have one yet. Whatever it is, do something that's going to push you outside of that comfort zone. And I promise you, you will be one step closer to whatever goals you have this month. I can't wait to see so many of you that are going to go after San Diego with more gusto after this call. And I'm just so looking forward to watching all of your rank up boards go up, and all of your, from getting all these silvers, and all of you earning leaders retreat. I can't wait to see all of your boards from that. I want you to visualize it and then put it in the center of your focus, like Diana said, and go after it. Like Annette and Ashlyn and Katie and Diana, everyone tonight has shared. Go after it with urgency and excitement. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Mwah.